What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to another sexy comic book review video where I say words and you, the beautiful people, listen. It is I, your crazy Nicolas Cage, your steward of Gondor, your genius, billionaire playboy, basic YouTuber philanthropist, SuperCliff. And would you kindly hit that like and subscribe button for every little bit helps in this majestic YouTube world. And today we are covering Thor, issue number 13, written by Marvel's Golden Boy, Donny Cates, and drawn by Nick Klein. And away we go. As our story begins inside of an alien tavern filled with your typical scum and villainy, along with Odin, who appears to be less mighty since the last time we saw the Allfather. Now, Odin provides us with some much-needed narration regarding his current situation, for you see, Odin, Asgard's golden icon, the legendary slayer of mythic proportions, has endured and achieved vast victories throughout the 9 realms. Yet, the one battle Odin could not seem to win was the rekindling of his wife's heart, Freya. You see, following Jason and Aaron's War of the Realms, once Thor took over as Asgard's king, his parents ventured off beyond the 9 realms to seek couples counseling. However, after a failed attempt in one kingdom there, with another attempt failed elsewhere, in the end, Odin and Freya's will to spark their love for one another ceased. And so Odin resorted to the one thing an Asgardian does best, conquering foreign kingdoms and no, not that, but rather drink his sorrows away till the end of his days. Well, at least that was the plan until we see Jane Foster smack Odin across the face, as a way to snap Odin out of his glass cage of emotion status. For Jane informs Odin that Donald Blake, a mess of his own creation, has escaped his prison realm and has slain the Midgard serpent, imprisoning Thor whilst wreaking havoc against all of those Thor cares for. And it's at this very moment that lumberjack Donald Blake is currently ripping the World Tree apart in order to gain the All-Power. But before Jane can continue onward with her plead, Odin immediately agrees to join forces, just like that, telling Jane that he'll get his armor. Switching over to Dimension Blood, we see Beta Ray Bill and Lady Sif prepping up their weapons with the help of the realm's goat demon citizens. Goat demons. Love it! Anyways, now while Beta Ray Bill is trying to look on the bright side of things, Lady Sif views this as nothing more than playing dress up, since there's no way out of this dimension without Lockjaw's teleportation abilities. But Bill basically reminds Sif that she's a god. Therefore, when it comes to the concept of gods, it means that she should have some idea of having faith. And bada bing bada boom, does having faith work in this instance, as Doctor Strange, Lockjaw, Thor, and the Spectre dog ghost, Bats, show up to remedy the trapped Asgardians, along with the bear species, whom Thor rescued during the Black Winter arc. Also, I'm just saying, bear cavalry? Yeah, like seriously, just imagine you're on the front lines in a winter-esque battlefield setting, and then all of a sudden, a freaking cohort or legion of murdering bears are shown charging towards you. I digress. Now, while this rescue is indeed joyful for our heroes, the term, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and that specifically comes into play as the god of mischief, Loki himself, shows up to join the party. And though Doctor Strange is hesitant to allow Loki to join the gang, Strange is aware that they are going to need all the help they can get for their rematch against Donald Blake. And speaking of that psychopath, we check in over at Asgard, where Donald himself is adamantly chopping down the World Tree. But before the villain can relish in his nearly completed victory, in Avengers Endgame fashion, our heroes return back into the halls of Asgard to confront Donald Blake once more. This time as a team, along with much needed weapons and magical assistance, of course. And although Donald Blake is basically in that bring it on zone, Blake is immediately taken down by Odin himself. And oh my Lanta, take a look at that dope Asgardian armor. Odin, instead of fighting Blake, his creation, Odin basically refers to Blake as an idiot, telling him that he has no idea on what he has just unleashed. For Odin reveals to Blake that all the power from the World Tree, aka the orange tree sap, that stuff is draining down into the ground. But not Asgard's literal ground, but rather down into Donald Blake's actual prison realm, where Thor is currently being held. And with his mighty thundering skills, Thor is able to release his Thor force, creating a crack near the All Tree, therefore allowing Thor to be found by his trusty ravens. Now, because Thor and Blake cannot exist in the same spot, Thor sends his ravens to acquire a vessel for Thor's essence. Back up in Asgard, we see a desperate Donald Blake recovering from Thor's blast. And gosh darn it, Blake is by no means ready to surrender, because according to Blake, he is owed a life, his own life. Now, in response to this, Odin declares that all life ends. Therefore, Odin proclaims to Donald Blake that the Shadow of Thunder, the slayer of the great serpent, that he will be completely unmade, and that his name will be... Wait, hold on, Odin, relax. No need to finish that sentence, man. Because Thor has sent his Thor essence into the living armor, aka the Destroyer. And so, Donald Blake, prepare yourself for mortal combat. And that was Thor, issue number 13. It's not even surprising at this point that Donny Cates has scored yet another home run with his epic take on Marvel's Asgardian hero, along with Thor's supporting cast. Now, a book that is by all accounts a Thor-centric series, Donny Cates is able to provide Thor's allies with the spotlight, whilst our hero is preoccupied screaming and declaring his vengeance within Blake's prison. I love seeing an Odin who's basically down on his luck, in addition to his love life. No matter how powerful a god/warrior Odin is or once was, much like Robert Baratheon, Odin is unable to heal his marriage. Also, Jane basically slapping Odin was priceless. It was nice seeing that. Plus, with these two, whom, over the years, have not really seen eye to eye, seeing them put their differences off to the side was really also quite nice. Basically, this Prey arc symbolizes that though Thor is a king, it doesn't mean Thor shouldn't rely on his friends, for even the mighty can't hold back the darkness by themselves. Thor issue number 13 gets a 9 out of 10. Giggity goo.